Hi, I'm Andrew, the Paisley Robot Guy, and today we'll be unboxing the Hiwonder TurboPi AI Vision robot. And I got the advanced kit that has a Raspberry Pi with 8 gigabytes of memory. So let's open the box. So you take the sleeve here and you slide it out, and here's the box from Hiwonder. It's a very nice pattern. Let's open the box, and what's on top is the manual, which is very handy to have, and underneath that is foam, and below that are the various parts. So let's go through these parts. So this is the ultrasonic depth detector. It's got 2 sensors on it. Think of them like eyes for stereo vision, but with this it's using ultrasound. Here are some zip ties that are used for cable management, and we'll get to that later in the video. I'll show you a couple of tips and tricks. Here are servo motors for the HD camera that come with this robot. It can move the camera this way, side to side like this, and up and down like that. This is the Raspberry Pi. It's a Raspberry Pi 5. It's got 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is suitable for this purpose. We'll get to that in a later video. Here is the battery charger. It comes with a USB-A to USB-C cable. So this is the USB-C part of it, and this is the USB-A. Here's the charger, and there's the USB-C port there. And I plugged this into my own USB chargers, or USB, AC to DC converters that go into USB and charge up the batteries. They're substantial batteries. I'll talk about those more later. So here's a heat sink and a fan. Right, this is for the Raspberry Pi, and many of the computations that this robot does are very intensive, so we need to have adequate cooling for that. Here are the batteries. These are rechargeable batteries. They're substantial. I've measured the voltage myself with a multimeter, and it's over 4 volts a piece for each of these batteries. They're pretty substantial batteries. This is the expansion module. So here's the top of it. Right? And here, I'm going to point to it. This is the header. This header plugs into the top of the Raspberry Pi, sort of a mezzanine board. And then these white headers here, and these white headers here accommodate various sensors and the motors. So move that off to the side. Here is a USB cable. So one side is a USB cable. This plugs into the Raspberry Pi. And this other side is a keyed 4-pin connector, and this goes into the camera module. Here are the mecanum wheels that mount to the robot. So it makes the robot go forwards, backwards, and based on how these wheels rotate, it can make the robot go diagonally or directly side to side. We'll get more to that later. But this type of wheel is a mecanum wheel, and I'll explain more about that in a later video. The kit comes with this magnetic screwdriver. It's very handy. Though I must say, I've also purchased a kit of precision magnetic screwdrivers. There are some very, very small screws in this kit here that a smaller tip than the one that is provided on the screwdriver would be more adequate for. Here is the HD camera. So this is it. There's a cover over the lens. You see this is the back, and here is the port for the cable to plug into. So this is the sensor bar for the line following module. So here is, on the bottom are the sensors for line following, and then this is the connector into which the cable goes before plugging into the expansion board. Here are the sensor cables. As we can see here, they are keyed. There's an orientation into how they can be connected to the various devices. So this is, if you buy a kit that has a Raspberry Pi, Hiwonder preloads the operating system on it, or at least they should. So this will go into the Raspberry Pi, and it has the operating system. Now, if you buy a kit that doesn't have a Raspberry Pi, you'll need to order your own Raspberry Pi. And at the time of this recording, you can use either a Raspberry Pi 4B or a Raspberry Pi 5. And When I did this, you have to email Hiwonder asking them for an image, and they may ask for your proof of purchase for a receipt in order to distribute the images. Now, I cannot distribute the images as of this time. So here's another module that we'll use in our robot, and here's the cable that we can use to connect it to our robot. Here are the screws. They're in an assortment. There's a bag here. And when we get to building the robot, all of these bags have labels on them. So you can see this is screw pack 1, right? And then it says KM 3x4. There are times in the instructions we'll use an M3x4 screw. This is part of the body. This is actually the top part of it. We'll get to that more when we start building the robot. These 3 balls, they'll be used for the object detection and tracking. We get to that in our video series. This is another part of the body. It's wrapped up right now, maybe a little bit difficult to see, but we'll get to it more when we start building our robot. So this is the battery pack, right? So I'll open this up. Here's the slots for the battery, and then there's a switch here that turns the battery pack on and off. We'll get more to that when we start wiring up our robot. I'll put this back on and move this off to the side. And then this, that's nicely wrapped up, is our chassis. So this side is the front that I'm pointing to. This is one of the sides, and here's the top. So that's the orientation of the robot. And if we flip this around, the battery pack plugs in the middle here. And we'll get to more of that. So I'm going to put these parts off to the side, and we'll look at this. It's hidden. These are servo motors, and these servo motors are the ones that actuate the wheels and turn them forwards and backwards to make the robot go forwards and backwards and diagonally and sideways. So these are the wheels, and these are standoffs that are part of the body. These big ones will house the top. These are smaller ones. That's the line follower module attached to the smaller ones. We'll get to more of that later in later videos in this series. So that's the box. Let's see, make sure if there are any hidden surprises in there. And there's the bottom of it. This box is empty. Here's the packing foam that comes with it. And that's our unboxing video. And we'll move on to more videos later in the series. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Andrew, the Paisley Robot Guy. And if you like what you saw in that video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons below. I'd very much appreciate it. Thanks.